adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. If you're like me, you've been out at a campsite a time or two and it has been pitch black and you have just been trying to survive, get yourself together because you pulled in too late or you had to go outside or something made it where you needed to navigate in the outdoors to be able to see things a little bit more clearly. In fact, on this last set of journeys, we had several of these moments, and fortunately I was traveling with Riley, who popped up her outdoor light, and we were able to see a little bit better. However, once you get away from that light, it was just like basically blindfolding yourself and having no idea where you're going. And let me tell you, that's pretty scary. So today I'm actually going to be checking out something that could be useful to us all in these situations. And I think that it's gonna be kind of cool. Now, this particular item is something that I could use here at base camp if I lose power or on the road for those tricky scenarios. So I wanted to check it out while I'm here and then hit the road with it in the van. And then of course I'll do follow-up like I always do, because I like to do ongoing reviews for you guys. So today, let's unbox it. Let's get it charged up. Let's see what we need, if anything, and then we'll wait until it gets a little bit darker outside and then we'll see how well it works. So with that said, what do I have in store for us today? This is the Olight. It is the OClip Ultra, and this was sent to us for our product review and testing. So I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, everything. And as I said, I'll continue to follow up on this to let you know how well it works over time. But for today, let's see what's inside the box. Now, typically whenever I share any kind of unboxing, I like to share it with you and be very open and honest. If there's something that comes out of the box and it's a little bit problematic, I let you know right up front. But again, use of these items is the most important thing, and that's why I do the continued testing and talk about it in future videos. But for today, let's see what's inside. Let's see what's inside. Ooh, this is gonna be cool. Inside this little plastic, we have the light itself, and this actually has a pretty decent weight to it. It's not made of plastic. It's definitely made of metal. We'll get it out in just a moment. There is, however, a little tab here, so I wanted to pull this out. Ooh, I'm glad we did. This is the README instructions. So we'll be pulling that out as well. It tells us how everything works, how we charge it, and all the details that we need. Now, this card right here is going to be instrumental for us learning the device, so we're definitely going to keep up with this. And I always suggest, if you have these little cards and they're small enough, to either put them into something and then put them in your glove box if you're traveling with these devices, or put them into one of those giant freezer bags with all of your other books and keep it in a place if you're using it for like a base camp setup. That way you can access this information. I also usually will write the number of the product on here so that way it's all in one piece. And that way it's easier if I do need customer support or anything like that. I can just pull out the card and then I know that it's all attached to that. So I'll be doing that with this card after we finish this, just to make sure that we have all the info correct. But then there's something else that was actually under this. There was another pull tab, and this pull tab pulls out a little box, which has apparently the manual and then also the charging cable. So everything is here for this. And I assume that we probably will need to charge this up. So we'll be getting this out and figuring out how to charge it. Now, here comes the fun part. We're removing it from the plastic wrap, and woo, this is gonna be fun. I don't know exactly how it works or if I push the button, if it will turn on. I do believe it's probably going to have to be charged because there's a red light that is on whenever I click it, probably meaning it is low. So I will read really quickly to make sure that's what that indicates. Something else I noticed though is on the side that has the button, there are 3 modes and you can see them. It moves to those modes. So that is pretty cool. It gives you different options. Again, need to charge it, but very neat. It also has a very hefty clip on it so that you can open it, ooh, and it closes back. That's a very substantial clip. That's not going anywhere once it's clipped onto something. Now, before we charge it or anything, the ideal way that you use this is you can clip it onto your shirt or a bag, and depending on where you need it to be, it will be there and you can turn it on, and then you'll have a light that's not on your head. So it's pretty neat. If you have a pocket, you can put it on your pocket. But basically you can have this and it's supposed to project a really nice light, very similar to a headlamp, but in a little bit better way so that you can move it around and use it differently in different applications. For example, if I was at camp and I was needing this for my table, I could stick it on something like this. You couldn't do that with a headlamp because the headlamp would just be kind of wonky, but you could use it on something like this to set on your table to have a better light. Now, you could also, again, put it on a strap of a backpack or a hiking pack to give yourself better light. And if you wanted to, you could actually probably put it on a hat also, so it could be kind of like a headlamp, but it has lots of different uses, which is why I was interested in this, because the nice thing about it is the versatility and the fact that it's supposed to be super, super bright. As we all know, versatility is huge when it comes to van life because you need things to be able to function in a variety of ways, especially in a small space like I have. So I'm going to now figure out how we charge this. According to our instructions here, there is a place on the side of the light that we can plug into. And sure enough, there it is right there. So I think it just peels back. Let's see. I don't have very many nails. It did. It was super easy. So even without good fingernails, I could get in there. So that's good. And this is a Type C. So all we'll do is plug it in. Of course, again, our plug is in this little pack. So I just have to pull it out and maybe. There it is. It looks like everything comes secured with end caps so nothing can get damaged in the shipping. So this is fine. It'll work off of any Type C connector, even though it is a little bit short. So I can plug it in pretty much anywhere, including to a power station, and I should be able to make it work just great. So in it goes. And now we just plug it in. Okay, it appears to be charging, and as it's charging, it is blinking, so that's good. I'm wondering if it's gonna go solid when it's finished. In the meantime, that gives me lots of time to look through the user manual, which has so much information, but don't be overwhelmed by this. This is actually so much information in various languages. In fact, this has probably the most languages that I have seen on any paperwork, meaning that anyone in any nation could probably use this pretty easily, which is nice. So from this though, we can deduce that we did receive everything in the package. That's always a plus. We have the OClip Ultra and then also the Type C charging cable. Both of those items were included. We also have a few other interesting pieces on here, and the English portion is right here for us. So I'm just kind of reading through this, learning with you guys. It says here that we can use it as a floodlight on turbo, high, medium, low, or with moonlight. That is really cool. Great settings. And then there are a few additional things on here that I'm going to look into when it comes to the specs. For now, I got some reading to do, so I'll be reading. Well, that was some good reading, and on here I found that they made it very easy for you to understand how long that you can use the light. In fact, you can use this light for up to 14 hours on the lowest setting. However, whenever you get into the more high intensity settings, it is going to truncate that time quite a bit because of the power that it takes to run those lights. You can see here all of the different specs are listed and clearly marked with little photos that make it easier to find. And again, every single language you can imagine. But additionally, I really like that in the figure section of this, you're able to see how to operate the light in a very user-friendly way as to how many touches each desired outcome has, which switch to turn in which direction. All of this will come in handy whenever we try this out in just a little bit. It's still a little bit bright outside, but this was some great reading. And the best thing is this also folds up so we can put it into that little baggie and keep up with it. So if for some reason I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, how many times do I touch it to get to the biggest strength? That's easy. Okay, it's gone green, which means guess what? It's time to test it out. Okay, so we're gonna go outside, but first I wanted to put a bag on so I can clip it to it, but I'm gonna see what the light looks like. I'm not gonna point it at the camera because that will be a wild situation for you guys. So we're gonna start off with it in the first position. So in the very first position here, and then I can turn it on. It's pretty decent. And then 2 clicks, it gets brighter. I'm going to turn off my overhead lights so we can get a better idea of what it looks like in darkness, and then we're going to go to outside. So here we go. We have just this blue light behind me so that you guys can see what I'm saying, and you'll be able to see the light better this way. So you can see this one kind of casts a blue glow. Very cool. I definitely like this one. This one, whenever you look at it, it's not too aggressive or anything like that. Like I can look kind of in the direction of this one. You can see it kind of changes the color of my hair. It almost acts kind of like a black light to some extent, but not a black light. And then we'll go to that second mode and you'll be able to see the difference between the color of the lights with 1 click. Very different vibe. And this one I can't look at. This one's so bright, it hurts my eyes. Even if I was wearing sunglasses, it would be so hurtful, but it's like a spotlight kind of. You notice it just kind of cancels out anything else and you just see what's in front of you. And then we'll go to off again and then we'll do 2 clicks and it's even brighter. It's even brighter. I'm basically inside in the bright light now. And I, again, can't look at this one. You can see how much of a amount you can see behind me. It's definitely a spotlight style feature. And then off, and then we'll do the strobe. This one is a very aggressive, fast strobe. We're going to just turn that off because that is a lot. Now we're going to go to the first mode. And on the first mode again, 1 click, we're basically on the sun. And whenever I move it over here, you can see some of that background. But as soon as I highlight whatever it is, you lose that entire background and it just focuses on me. And then 2 clicks, it gets even brighter than that. So, wow. Wow, that is incredible. I'm going to take this and clip it to my bag, which is typically how I walk whenever I'm walking around a campground at nighttime. If I'm going to a campground that has restrooms or showers or anything like that, I will have a bag with me that has a strap, usually like this. Now, typically in those cases, I have to either carry a flashlight with me or I have my cell phone flashlight, and that works out fine. But having the ability to be hands-free just in case is very helpful. And I find that using a headlamp in those particular instances isn't as efficient for me. So basically all I have to do is I have it in the moonlight mode right now, but I'll still point it away, and it's just going to be a nice glow with that blue light, or if I turn on those bright ones, we're gonna see how far that goes. Okay, I came outside, and I'm gonna be honest, this moonlight doesn't really give me much of a path of sight. It just kind of like a little bit helps me out. So I'm gonna try to click it a couple times. And no, nothing really changes. It's just kind of what it is. So the moonlight is going to be more for if I'm in a small space like my van, I can turn it on, and that's going to help me be able to see a little bit better. But as you can see, I do have lights in the distance, and I'm mostly seeing what's being put out by them. Now, this is that same light in a darker section. You can see it does give me a little bit of ability to see versus not being able to see, but it's nothing crazy. However, I'm going to turn to the second dial, and we'll see what that looks like. Now, I think I can actually change this while it is on. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, so this is a much different perspective. Let me show you what it looked like before, and then I'll show you what it looks like now. Okay, this is what we see just with our regular eyes. The sun is setting, but it's pretty far down, so it's just darkness. There's nothing I can see on the ground at all. And I'm going to turn on the light into the second mode, and wow. Yeah, that's crazy. That is so good. That is so good. And I can see for a while, like way back in there. Now, just for reference, it does have quite a bit of a bubble on it, so you can see exactly where I'm turning and where I'm going with it. And it goes in the direction that I'm moving in. So if I move away from the camera, you'll see that it moves away. So it goes with my body, but it's very good. This is only on the first mode. We'll go to the second mode. It's a little bit brighter. And you can see it definitely projects upward quite a ways up into the trees, so I could see all around me. Very nice. And then just for the purpose of what we're doing, I'm going to switch it over to that first mode, and you can see a slight shift in the way that it looks from there. This is awesome. This is very strong. I can see way back into the woods, and you can see it projects a big, huge shadow. It makes everything very, very almost blasted out bright in front of it. Now over here we have some cats, and we're not going to bother him during toilet time, but you can see it lets you see quite a bit in this section. Wow, the light is really great. So we would definitely be able to see, if I was out at a campsite by myself, a lot better than just a glowing light like I normally have. So I am impressed. Now just another test. Again, we have some yard lights, and you can see there's a cat there, but watch this. Immediately, so much more clear, so much more crisp. You can see pretty much everything. And it even, like, I can see this is 20 or 30 feet long, and I can see clearly in that direction. Let's see, number 2, even brighter. Yeah, this is pretty epic. Now I am going to do the strobe once just for the visual, so if you have problems with strobes, please look away. There it goes. You can see why that would be important. You could use this as a security light. And then again, I wanted to show the difference between the regular light and then the moonlight. The moonlight basically is just a little bit brighter than the regular light. You can see it catches a few things here and there, but for the most part, this is just going to be a little tiny light. Now, if I wanted to hold this, I could also hold it, and it gives me a pretty big beam of light. You can see this is just on mode 1, and it gives you that small circle, and then it's a little bit more intense whenever you're on the second circle with the second mode. And this isn't the bright mode, this is still the medium mode. Now on the brightest mode, which is mode 1, there's no direct beam. And again, you can see where my hand is. You can see what's going on. This is the same view, but there's no controlled beam. It's more widespread. So this is great for seeing a larger area. The second one is better for seeing a more narrow focus. Now, something I'm noticing is it does attract little bugs. quite a bit. You can see them kind of swarming, and also you can see all the dust. And the other thing is this thing does get pretty warm on the front. So if you touch the light part, it's kind of hot. So don't do that. But overall, am I pleased with this? Yes. Am I going to take it on the road with me? Absolutely. And do I think this is something that you should have in your preparedness kit? Probably. But I'm going to beat it up. I'm going to end up probably tossing it on the ground a few times by accident, getting it lost in the van, and well, we'll see what happens. Now that we're not blind, I think you can see why I like this though, because it has a lot of power to it. And so far, so good. So we're going to keep testing it. We'll see what happens. This thing seems very durable, so we're going to put it to that test. But for now, did I just find something that could help us all? Maybe. Remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Whether you clip it onto a bag, clip it onto a hat, put it on your shirt, or just hold it in your hand, this could be an option that could help you. Till next time. Bye.